All right, gang, in studio with us and hanging out with us all day today, we have some past clients, well, all day, maybe for the next 10 or 15 minutes, right? We have some past clients who've worked with one of our team members, and they've got a story to tell. So we have Rael and Karen Harris. Welcome to Hatch Realty. Welcome to our dojo. Good to have you with us.
Thanks, Eric. It's good to be here.
If you caught that accent, Rael has a way cooler accent than these Norwegian, North Dakota accents. Tell us about yourselves. Where are you from? How did you meet? Give us the love story.
All right. Do you want to go first, Karen?
No, you go.
Okay. So, like I said, my name's Rael, and I was originally from Cape Town, South Africa. Moved over here about 5 years ago, and I came over to start working for my dad and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just I eventually kind of got settled here and really enjoyed the city. I enjoyed the people, and when I met Karen about 3 years ago. It was just, we got along so well because of the fact that she's also not originally from here.
Okay.
So we had certain things that were common in our cultures, like similar sports and certain traditions and pastimes, and we just really hit it off.
Karen, where are you from then?
I'm from Sri Lanka.
Oh my gosh! So, how does a Sri Lankan person and a South African person find their way to Fargo?
I actually moved here to go to college, so
Okay.
I moved in 2007. So I lived here for about 11 years.
Yep.
And yeah, I went to NDSU. Got
Go
a marketing
Bison, thank
degree.
you. Yeah, I feel good right now.
Yeah, I know. I feel like you missed out on that part, but
Well, you know.
And so then we actually ended up meeting online, and yeah, it worked out. It was funny because I never thought I'd end up with somebody from South Africa, but Cape Town's like on my list of places to go, so it
so
worked
great.
out really for me.
Well, enough of the budding romance, although it's sweet and endearing. Let's talk about a little bit of real estate because you two bought a house when?
We got, we bought our house just a little over a year ago.
Okay, and you worked with Emily Duma on our team, right?
Yes.
That's correct.
Emily is the little firecracker on our team. She has the heaviest Norwegian accent out of all of us, and she's just so stinking adorable and yet
fantastic.
over the top hardworking and charismatic, right?
She's absolutely fantastic. What a nice person, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how did you get to know Emily? Was this something that you met just because you got assigned to her because you reached out to us, or was she a relationship that you had previous?
I think a little bit of both, but I just happen to know so many people that work here just from school.
Right.
I recognize a lot of the faces. So then we had worked with a realtor previously, kind of like when we first met. Rael was looking for a home, and the market was just so crazy. Like houses were selling out from like the day
Right.
we put in an offer, it was gone. And so in the end, it worked out though, because some of those houses were really bad decisions on our part.
So you knew Emily, or you at least knew of Emily, right?
Yep.
What was it like, the whole house buying process? And those of you just tuning in, again, past clients of Hatch Realty, Rael and Karen Harris, what was it like looking for a house? Because obviously you started in a really busy time, and then you ended up about a year ago finding hopefully the home of your dreams.
Right. During the first 2 times that I was actually busy looking for a house, even before I had met Karen, I found that it was an absolute nightmare trying to find the right place. I felt like it was very difficult, first of all, being able to find the right type of home that suits your needs, and then on top of that, also trying to find an estate agent that would be able to give you that, give you the guidance and also be able to help you close that important deal that you needed for your house.
So not only was the market wrong, but your first realtor was wrong.
Right.
Kind
Right?
of, yeah.
Right.
And one of the things that really stood out about Hatch was that you guys have that team. So Emily's got 2 other people, and
Yeah.
so a lot of times with our schedules, it was easy for us to find times to go see the homes too. Which I remember previously, we'd have to literally I'd have to take a lunch break and go see a home, come
Right.
back to work,
Yeah.
and she worked so well around our schedule. And I think Leighton and can't remember Michelle. Yes. Yeah, so we saw a lot of the houses with them too, and
Right.
I think the home we ended up in, I think Michelle showed us,
Right.
but it was just nice to have so many people working with us because we hadn't really worked in that kind of relationship where we had 3 people helping us at the same time.
Right.
Also, the skill level that I saw that the Hatch team had with Emily was the difference between night and day. they knew everything that you needed to know about what to look out for a house, not just the good things, but the bad things too. That was really
we pride
important
ourselves
to me.
on pointing out the bad stuff,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Yep.
That's what I said. I said that I wanted someone who was going to be honest with me and tell me what I need to avoid.
Right.
And I felt very confident, very comfortable with it. And when we decided to go ahead with the house, everything from reaching out to the seller, to acquiring the loan, and to just finally closing the deal just seemed simple.
Because we
Just
had a
really
for sale by
simple.
owner too, which is not
Yeah.
something
That
a lot
complicates the heck out of things, Karen.
Yeah.
already remembering things from last year, but yeah.
But it was so well coordinated.
Yep.
There was so much good guidance from Emily's team. I just felt it was absolutely fantastic. We had a good experience.
You know, a lot of people don't know how Hatch Realty chooses to operate, and that is as a team, right? You can choose all different types of methods in real estate. You can work with one professional that does everything, and you can get really good service that way.
Right.
We've simply committed to being a team of professionals in each individual area, right? Like, if I have surgery, I don't want the same professional that does my anesthesia to cut me open.
Right.
Right? And so we made sure that we hopefully had people in each area that could operate on your schedule,
Yep.
on your speed, in your time frame, in your timeline, and to handle all those other details
Right.
that go into it. So I love hearing that it was easy.
Yep.
How many houses did you have to look at to find the right one? How many did you swipe left on, and how many did you swipe right on?
Really not many, actually.
Yeah.
We maybe took a look at about a total of maybe 8.
Yeah,
I'd
it
say,
was like
somewhere around
under
8
20 for
houses.
sure.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
But like your budding romance, a lot of the relationships in real estate now start online, right?
Right.
You do a lot of your research and your searching and your investigating.
Yes,
And
true.
sometimes people will say to you, hey, this is a great house, maybe you didn't see it before.
Right.
And other times you discover it yourself.
Right.
Right? The one that Michelle showed you, what was it that stuck out to that house? With that house, I should
for
say.
me it was the neighborhood.
Okay.
Weirdly it's like 3 blocks from where we used to live.
Oh, okay.
And I was so happy because some of the homes we were looking at, we didn't really know anything about the neighborhood. So it was really nice to find somewhere that we had already kind of lived in. We knew the neighborhood. We knew the kind of people. It's like very suburban, right by a grocery store,
Right.
really close to where we work. So it just really worked out. That was a really good feature for us in our house.
Get this. Did you know, this is me dropping a truth bomb here, a little knowledge that I picked up. The highest valuation for a house is your proximity to a grocery store.
Oh, really?
And they'll say, I read a study and it said, is it your proximity to a hospital, to shopping, to a school, and it's a grocery store. There it is, the best thing for your buck. You guys did right. Emily led you there. Do me a favor, give a final message to anybody who's listening or watching right now. If they're thinking about buying a home, what advice would you give them?
I would have to say that some of the best advice that I could give is look for a house in all seasons. I think that the market is definitely different during the summertime when compared to the wintertime, and if you're willing to sometimes deal with a little bit of bad weather, you can probably you have a much better chance of being able to negotiate in terms of closing a nice deal on your house.
Yeah, timing matters.
Yes.
How about for you, Karen?
Can you tell who handled all the paperwork? Because for me, I think a wife, you also want somebody that's gonna listen to you and kind of weigh both our input and kind
Emily,
of be
Emily
that
and her
middle
team were able to
ground.
do that for
Yes,
you?
yes.
Oh,
So I'm all about like location and how many rooms and things like that. And Rael's just like more of the practical, like how much does a house cost? Does it have a fence? This, that. So that was important to me, and I just really enjoyed working with the team, and
Good.
I didn't feel like I had to do any of the heavy lifting, which was great.
Well, thank you for putting your trust in us. We hope you love your home. We hope we get 1,000 referrals from you. And if not, we'll just keep giving you free stuff as we can go, because I know you've shown up to some of our client events. And thank you for
Yes.
investing in us.
Yeah.
It means more than you know. Folks, we got to go to break, but this is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.